is water contamination into the electronics. Well, their electronics capsule, the best way to explain it is if you turn a cup upside down and put it in the water with the bottom being open, it holds the air inside. Well, that's what they've done with their electronics housing. And they have a sensor inside the housing because, as you know, as you go deeper in the water, the pressure gets higher. So what happens is air compresses, so they lose some of the volume, they lose some of their buoyancy. Well, what happens is they've got a compressor line, so as the air compresses and the water goes up, it turns on the compressor, puts more air in, and it keeps their electronics dry. They're able to keep the water level at a constant level then without either adding or taking away from their buoyancy. So it's a very unique way they've gone about protecting their electronics. You can see a very intense look on their drivers as they're heading down there. Here's a shot from the pool cam.
So we factored in a safety factor, so we measured how much it would compress if it completely failed, which it did, and all of our electronics were saved because of that safety factor.
Okay.
We fixed it.
Here again is a great shot coming from the ROV. One of the interesting things also was during their practice missions, they actually had their compressor fail, and they had put enough of a safety margin in that capsule, so even if the compressor did not kick on and they went to the bottom of the pool, there was enough safety margin there that their electronics wouldn't get wet. So great design, very unique design by the Seawolves. As you can see, it looks like they've made their way inside the UFO. Again, you need to remember that what the folks driving the UFO are seeing is upside down and backwards, if you will. When you enter the UFO, there's such a high energy field that up is down, left is right, and what they do to create that for the drivers is they flip their monitor 180 degrees so it's upside down. So we're actually seeing the way it's supposed to be. But the driver, if you sort of turn your head upside down, they're wanting to go maybe down over here, but they're having to press up on their controls because that's really looks like it's up to them, but it's really down. And that's only when you're inside the UFO. When you're outside the UFO, you don't have those issues. Once again, this is the Chandler High School Seawolf team. They're our first team that is competing for points this evening. They're one of 8 teams that will be competing for points. Running a few minutes behind today. Each team is allowed up to 30 minutes for their mission. They can use it all if they get done a little sooner. That's just more points for them because they've completed all the tasks and they've done it in less time. They don't have to worry about those pesky National Guardsmen coming out and trying to sink their ROV. I'm getting word from poolside that whatever was wrong with the compressor on their robot before, it has been fixed, I should say, as the folks poolside have heard the compressor go on and off. Again, a great shot there from our underwater pool cam. Here's a shot of the drivers. Here's a shot from our pool cam. You can see the ROV. They've outlined the access. This is part of where the side of the UFO was blown out when it crashed into the lake. And you can see the ROV, the lights on the ROV. Again, it's getting nice and dark out there, so they're not getting any ambient lighting from outside down in the pool area. And the only lights they have are those that are supplied by their ROV. Looks like you can see this device right here moving a little bit. Again, they're inside the UFO right now. You can see the framework. Looks like they're moving over the top of the control center. Over the top and on the back side of the entrance. There we go. Is the area where some of the missions need to be performed. Again, the team doing a great job here. Again, the view that they're seeing is upside down and backwards from what we're seeing right now. So it does make it quite difficult for the team to operate the robot. You can see right here, this is the cup holder. Even flying in space, you need to have cup holders. And this is where, well, you got to have set your drink someplace. I had some Snickers here in the auditorium. So if you drop your homing beacon inside that cup, and I believe that's what they're getting ready to do right now, that's worth 20 points. So they have discovered where that cup holder is. If you just drop it anywhere inside the UFO, that's worth 5 points. But if you can get it in that cup, that's when it's worth the big points. And you can see that it was done by the demo team, the typewriter repairman. So all the other teams now are trying to repeat that process and drop that homing beacon in that cup. You saw that arm. It's like they're backing up, trying to make another run at it. Not sure exactly if that arm, looks like they're trying to get it pressed up against the side of that, and maybe if they close in on it, that's what causes their homing beacon to disengage from their ROV and drop into that cup. Again, they're backing up. Great video from their ROV. Each year, the cameras on the ROVs, as well as the students' ability to get them properly wired and attached to their ROVs and get the feeds up to the surface, seems to increase. We're getting a lot better pictures off of the robots. Each year, they get better and better. ROV looks like it's just trying to get position, trying to line up. And they're trying to get in there. Oh, they just missed it. They deployed it. You might have saw it drop there. Just missed that cup. They are doing a great job. In the past, Chandler's had a little more difficult time with their ROVs, and they've got one that seems to be working very, very well. Came very close to getting that homing beacon into the cup. So one of the interesting things that we learned as we started this competition was a lot of the teams, you need to create some buoyancy in your ROV, trying to make it neutral buoyant. And you know, a great thing for buoyancy, you think, you know, kids in the pool, hey, pool noodles, yeah, pool noodles are great, they float, well, that pool noodles are awesome till you're about 8 feet underwater, and then something magical happens. They collapse and you go right to the bottom. And unfortunately, I want to say it was their very first year and our very first year when Chandler was competing, and you know, they did like a lot of teams. They used pool noodles for buoyancy, and got down into the deep end of the pool, got down about 10, 11 feet, and then all of a sudden their robot went right to the bottom. So, oh, great shot of their ROV right here. There's that mystery hand again. Great job. Nice lighting. A lot of the teams using LED lighting, that seems to be work the best, least power consumption. Again, this looks like one of the apparatus on the ROV. Looks like they have dove all the way to the bottom of the lake right now, trying to get in position. Not sure if they're going to go in the UAV right or the UFO right now. Might be headed over. There are some aliens that unfortunately were ejected from the craft when it crashed into the lake. 2 of them are still with us. One of them has passed away. Again, you can see the students there. Again, they can communicate with each other there. However, they're not able to communicate with the tetherman or tetherwoman, as it may be, as they guide the cable down so the robot doesn't entangle itself. And yes, there they are. You can see off in the background. You can see the little alien over there. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if he's saying, help me, or not. So I'm wondering, you know, we've got 2 live aliens